human when combined with a soul.
Thinking of the human body as a purely mechanical system was one of the defining ideas of the 18th century. And one of the first ways that people put the philosophy into practice was with toys.
Inventors began making automata, mechanical toys driven by clockwork that mimicked the movements of the human body. The more automata they made, the more sophisticated the mechanics became. Until what began as a philosophical idea had turned into a revolution in mechanical design. One of the pioneers of this new clockwork world was the French engineer and inventor Jacques de Vaucanson, who, during the early part of the 18th century, became famous across Europe for his highly intricate and lifelike automata.
But it's not for his automata that de Vaucanson is a crucial link in our story. It's for what he does next. And we can see that in here.
This old silk factory in Florence is one of the few silk works left in the world that still uses machines designed and built in the 18th century. Around about the time that the French king, Louis XV, impressed by de Vaucanson's genius with automata, hired him to come up with a technology to modernize the silk industry.
It's this, the chain drive, used here. It may not look like much, but it's set to become a vital link in our story.
While the idea of a chain drive had been around since the ancient Greeks, the technology had never really taken off.
But de Vaucanson has the genius to realize that he can use the chain drive to mechanize part of the silk weaving process. Unfortunately for him, his invention goes largely ignored. But by resurrecting a technology which had lain dormant for years, he opens the door for its use by others, culminating in an invention which will change the course of human history.
And it all starts with the humble bicycle. One of the earliest bikes on the market was this, the penny farthing.
I don't know why anybody would ride one of these for pleasure. It looks like an absolute nightmare.
Best of luck. Yeah, thanks.
Okay, off we go. Just take it gently. Keep your head up.
But the problem with the penny farthing was that its entire mechanism was fixed around the front wheel, which made it incredibly unstable.
That's fantastic.
That is a nightmare to ride.
But then, in 1885, an English designer called J.K. Starley invented a bike with pedals linked to the rear wheel by a chain drive.
This is so much easier to ride. It's not comfortable, but at least I'm not falling off.
Starley's safety bicycle became the blueprint for all modern bikes. But the mechanism behind it was destined for even greater things.
The chain drive's another great example of a simple but brilliant idea that then finds loads of applications.